Okay, 1, 3. Ooh.
Oh my god, that was so close.
In the lamb.
There you go. Hi, I'm Tom Aikens and we are here in the Gozney kitchen. And today I'm going to be cooking a leg of lamb that has been marinated in red wine and garlic. We're going to cook it here in the Black Edition Gozney pizza oven. So first off, what we need to do is we need to butterfly the leg of lamb. Very simple. You have the bone that runs from the base here all the way to the top. And we're going to take a sharp knife and then we're going to cut the bone away. All the trimmings that we have from the lamb, we're then going to make a stock. Then we have the meat, and as you can see, you've got large part of the muscle here. So what we're trying to do now is to cut it and into the meat so it lays flat, and that's what we call butterfly. We're just going to move a little bit of the sinew like this because it's just going to be completely chewy. So at the top here, you have more of the tendons. So generally I just cut a little bit of that top bit off because they're just going to not break down at all once they're being cooked. So all we're going to do is open it up, and that way the meat is then going to marinate nicely in the red wine. And then the other reason of doing this is so that the meat will cook that more evenly when it's in the oven. If you're not confident in doing this, you can obviously get your butcher to do it for you. And then with all the bones, we're going to make a nice stock as well to go with your lamb. I've cut some of the trimming off already. Don't throw the fat away because that will add lots of nice flavour to the stock as well. So generally just cut the meat up and the trimming and the fat in even pieces. Okay, and then you have your bones. If you're confident enough to use a big cleaver, then try. If not, just get your butcher to do it. Try and cut them all in the same pieces, size pieces, because then they'll cook evenly. So we take the bones in a roasting tray. Take a little bit of olive oil. Okay, so we just put a little bit of salt in here as well, and then some pepper. Okay, so we're going to put that in the oven, and then after they're sort of semi-caramelized, then we're going to add all the vegetables. What we're going to do, we're going to take some carrots. So take the onion, garlic, we're just going to cut in half. Again, we want to cut all the vegetables roughly the same size. And then the celery, caramelize the carrots and the celery first, because they take a little bit longer to cook. And then the onion. And then we just have some herbs as well. So we have some bay leaf, and then we have a bit of thyme as well, and then we have a little bit of rosemary. As you can see already, we're getting nice caramelization, so that's perfect now for adding the vegetables. So we've got the celery and the carrots. So what we're going to do is just give that a stir, because then we're going to coat the vegetables as well in this nice lamb flavor from the fat. And then we'll pop that back in the oven. So what we're going to do, we're just going to season the lamb. Okay, so we have peppermill, and then Michelin sea salt, and then just on the other side as well. Okay, so season it nicely, season it well, and then we're going to take some more garlic, 5-6 cloves of garlic, bash the garlic to get the flavor, to get the oils. And again, we've got some herbs, so we've got some rosemary and some thyme. Then we add the red wine. So put the lamb in, and then we can put more of the thyme on top, the garlic, the rosemary, and then just top it up with a bit more red wine. What you can do as well now is just take some cling film, double the cling film up, press it down onto the lamb so it's completely submerged, and if you can, leave it for at least 1 day to marinate. So the lamb has been marinating now for 24 hours, and what we've done, we've taken out the red wine, which is now here, and we've placed it on a wire rack on a tray. So what we're going to do, we're going to now air dry this so that the last of the red wine is evaporated and dries in on the lamb. That's just going to give it that little bit of finish of extra flavour. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to add the onions to the caramelized veg. And because we've added more vegetables, we just add a little bit more seasoning as well. And then just give them a good stir so they're all coated in that lovely lamb fat. And then this will probably take another 10-15 minutes to cook. It's got a really beautiful, lovely, sweet smell. We take the red wine and the marinade, put that in a pan, and then we just basically put all the vegetables straight in on top of it. And then we just top it up with a little bit of water, just to overcover the bones and the vegetables. So that's around 2 liters of water. Then we take some lovely vine plum tomatoes and we just cut them in quarters. And then we're just gonna add a little bit more seasoning. And then just a couple of stock cubes, just to give it a bit more flavor as well. So then what we do, bring that up to a simmer, and then generally we'll cook it for around 2.5 hours and reduce that nicely till it's just below the bones, and then we'll pass that off through a fine sieve. We'll be left with a nice sort of red wine lamb gravy, which is delicious. Okay, so on to the next stage. So the lamb has now been air drying for around 6 hours. You can leave it up to a day. So what we're going to do with the tin foil is just roll it over and fold it, because the lamb is going to sit on top of the tin foil as it's baking in the oven. So you notice on the lamb you've got the fatty side and then you've got the flesh side. So what we do first, just make sure there's no bits of garlic on there because they will burn. And then we take some olive oil. You don't want to put too much because the lamb has got all that fat in there as well, so you just need a little bit to prevent it from sticking. And then we just put a little bit of salt as well, and then some pepper. And then we turn it over, do exactly the same on the other side. Oven is on around 400, 450 degrees centigrade. It's exceptionally hot. So number one priority is to not burn yourself. Lift it off the foil, on the peel, and then we place it into the oven. That will take around 6 to 7 minutes. So the lamb's ready, and we're just going to take it out of the oven and we're going to place it on a cooling rack so the air just ventilates through, and then we're going to leave it to rest for 15 minutes. Okay, so the lamb has rested. As you can see, we've got all this lovely juice here that's collected on the tin foil. And then we're going to take our lamb and we're going to slice it up nice and thinly. And this lamb will be served medium rare. And the reason I do that is because I find that if I cook it too long, like medium well or well done, it'll be a little bit chewy. So I try to keep it on the sort of medium rare side as much as possible. And for a portion like this lamb leg, you should get around sort of 6 portions out of it. And I'm going to do first, just put a little bit of this juice all the way over as well, the lamb. And then we have the just the sauce, and just spoon that over as well. And there we go. There's your red wine marinated leg of lamb that we have cooked 400, 450 degrees, and then thinly sliced, served with the red wine sauce. I'm going to try it first, of course, seeing as I cooked it. The sauce as well. I will, of course, be very biased and say that's utterly delicious.